What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs, episode 93. I'm Dylan, alongside Mila and Grant, as always. We got a great episode. It's going to be a short one. We're on a time crunch. We're recording 2 episodes in one day. So we'll start with City smacking the shit out of Liverpool 4-0. We have a very special announcement with that we'll talk about in just a little bit. We'll then let it all work out. Oh, I'm just kidding. We have to start with the City versus Chelsea preview. But that'll be quick because then we will let it all work out when we talk about Southampton beating Arsenal to take them out of the FA Cup, and their quadruple run is now a double run in the span of 2 games. Should be a great one. Let's kick on into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs. I'm Dylan. They just got punched in the mouth. They didn't even know how to react.
That is one Derby Diamond.
I'm Mila. Do we want to do a little prediction? That was the last time they showed an initiative to go get a fucking player.
City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero.
I'm Grant. They're talking a lot about you 15. How will you respond 15?
We downgraded from Peppa. Do you know how absurd that is?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
It is match day for us. Plug to the 411 of you guys. Thank you. We said it in the last video. I said we are going to hit 400 by the next time that we record. We did that. So to the 411 of you, thank you guys. We love making this content. The reason that we're making 2 episodes in the same day is because we are going to be in Europe during the next recording, and we want to see you guys. So if you happen to watch this and you're from England, let us know. Anyways. Congratulations, Grant. Your second predicky, but more importantly, your first super predicky. I think it's the first super predicky since maybe January, which was a little bit of a dry run for all of us. But the fact that you got it on a 4-0 ass kicking is awesome, because I think at different moments of that match, we all thought we were going to hit the super predicky. Because it was 3-0 at a point, and then it was 4-0 with inside 60, right? And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get it. And I didn't get it. Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even wake up for it. I didn't even wake up for it.
I think
it's incredibly fitting.
That is fitting.
Because we were alluding to it being a Chelsea loss last time if I were to get a super predicky, right? But Holland, it's the banker, right? Like at some point, it's almost like red can't keep hitting. Black's going to hit at some point, Holland
I think is that
will
exactly
score a hat
what
trick
said
at some point
on the last one. That's exactly what
I don't know. Probably I recycle shit, so yeah, probably. But just really happy to be here.
Correct. It was correct, and that's what matters. Look, City in their last 2 games have picked up a trophy and then beat the shit out of their biggest rival in the last 5 years, 4-0. And I think that Mila's been mentioning it for a while, but it's the thing that always comes up around this time of year. Like it hits this international break, and then Shark Team appears, and they smell blood in the water, and they usually go and eat. So, Mila, a 4-0 smacking of Liverpool. How you feeling?
I feel fantastic. Almost as fantastic as Grant feels after the super predicky. Like that was great. We seem to find a style that's working against the best teams. And it's basically letting them play, try to outplay us in the midfield and see if you can do it. And I'm enjoying it. It's just more momentum going forward towards the end of the season, while Arsenal's momentum is going the opposite direction. So hopefully we can do a little high five with them in terms of that and the table. But yeah, Holland's back. Hopefully that continues. I don't know what we want to talk about. There's so many things to talk about in this game, I think.
I think I want to start with Holland because when you talk about Shark Team, that's the one guy that we've been waiting to get back going again. And a hat trick against Liverpool is like, and it wasn't just like a hat trick. It was the style of goal that he scored in this one where it was like, that's a proper Holland performance. Like puts away the penalty. He's got the header. And then was it 2 headers? I can't remember.
1 header.
1 header. But the 1 header was like a proper big man header where he just puts Semenyo great again and then scores it. And I think that when you talk about Shark Team, like the guys that will constantly reoccur in that theme Holland's got to be your best player through this stretch, because if he's scoring goals, like, you guys become unstoppable to a certain nature. So
yeah, of the old guys, I think he needs to lock in. I think the other guys that have been here a while have been.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Locked
Like,
in for the most part.
Bernardo and Rodri have been pretty
Bernardo,
good through a stretch.
Rodri, yeah, but then also, like, all these new guys that have come into the team and continue to show that philosophy throughout the club, I think is phenomenal. It's Cherky, Semenyo, Kusanov, even like Nunes is there now. Nico O'Reilly's through the club, but it's a new face in the club. All of them are basically displaying what I wanted to see out of them. And I think I've been talking about it for like a couple months now, 3 months. If we were ever gonna claw our way back in this title, it was gonna have to be like this. Just whatever happens, don't give up hope until we can no longer win it. And I feel that they are doing that. That idea is circulating through the locker room, it seems, through Pep. And you can see it on the pitch. That, like I said, the momentum that they're gaining, knocking Arsenal, not knocking them out, but beating them in a final, getting silverware, making Arsenal have to watch that. Liverpool knocking them out convincingly, not just a 1-0 cruise by, but a 4-0 beat down. And now we have another big game coming up, and I think if the Shark team is there, it should be fun for me and not for Grant.
I think if your team's bus gets to London and the same players that we've been trotting out in defense all year trot out, save it for later, but I think you'll be all right.
I do want to also talk about one player in particular that I think, from a professional standpoint, no, it's not Cherky, it's Trafford. He saves a penalty.
Yeah.
He's had 2 clean sheets in back-to-back matches. I mean, they've asked him to be the cup keeper, and for someone who I don't think anticipated being the number 2, has come in and has just been a professional the whole way through. And I don't think that you can say that about a lot of 2s. Most of them try to get that big move away, and he still might. But to be fair to him, he's played so good in this backup role that he deserves potentially that move away if he wants it. And I just think that the level of composure from him to be this good when he hasn't had that many minutes is pretty impressive. But to the Shark team nature, it's not just one guy. It's like the whole structure that usually ends up winning you guys trophies. And
yeah, I mean, look at some of our big seasons, like not only Ederson having big moments, but Ortega having insane moments. And we can go back to other keepers, backup keepers, having big moments throughout the years.
Yeah.
Caballero in the final against Liverpool in the shootout, like that one sticks to my mind. So I think it's just a thing at this club that even if you're by definition the number 2 goalkeeper, you're never out of the starting job if you work hard enough and prove that you can take it. And especially with Trafford, like I want to go back to the beginning of the season when we were talking on here. I said we have the 2 best goalkeepers in the league, or 2 of the top 5, I think is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And I still stand by that, even though Trafford hasn't played nearly that much compared to some of the rest of the keepers in the league. He's played in big games. And when it comes down to those big games, he has performed. He has clean sheets in both of them. And he makes an argument to stay, not only get a move out, but maybe just stay, be the one that stays. Donnarumma's had some talk of leaving already, whether that just be his agent being a little shit or
is an issue.
Whatever. Like Trafford has potential to be the long-term goalkeeper, 10-year plus goalkeeper at this club. He has ties with the club, and he does a lot of what Donnarumma does, and he can certainly learn to do more than Donnarumma in that time. It's just what direction does the club want to go in when it comes to the goalkeeper?
He looked really good on the ball, which I think is impressive for someone who's not really playing, because that's something that comes with game time, right? Like you can't replicate that type of pressure. So yeah, I think he showed a lot of that composure. But yeah, I just wanted to mention Cherky because, I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but we've said it before where it's like he should probably be playing, and it's just such a difference maker. He's such an X factor, and the more comfortable he gets, you're starting to see more of his personality. He's just a giant troll. But again, people that complain about that, I don't know what you want to watch, right? Because I'm this type that would complain about obviously Arsenal style of play and that general sort of, the deadness. We're losing Mavericks, all that shit. Don't complain when you get one. That's how you lose them. So like I'm all for it. Obviously we were linked to him. It's a shame we didn't sign him, but yeah, he's absolute class. It's entertaining. Like as a neutral, that's what you want. So I'm all for it, and especially because at some point you will get humbled, and you see how he responds to that, right? And you see the character grow from there. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of his game.
Yeah, he keeps it a buck. Like whether it's he's getting shit or he's feeding it back out, like there is no. It is very back and forth, and there's never a point where I think he takes it the wrong way or he's dishing it out too much in the wrong way. Like he is the perfect definition of a troll. It's mostly harmless, but it's prideful.
The shit he does with Pep,
just,
like he shoved him after they won, like that's funny, bro. Come on.
It is funny.
I think the thing with that is like Pep clarified it a little bit recently. I think like yesterday or today, but he said it's okay to have those moments, but just don't do it the entire game because then you're putting a target on your back.
It's true.
The shirt on at the bench.
So it's not that he's not trying to cut that out of the game completely. It's just know when
to back in.
Pull it out.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's never played for a club of this level of expectation before, so you can't like expect it. But to your point, like if he's going to take the leap from being like the Maverick style player that is just going to give you moments to consistently being great, right? That's where you get into the conversation.
It's a mix, yeah. I mean, he can still be that free spirit that he is. That's what makes him a great player already. But with Pep, like he's gonna just teach him how to control that. I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we get a little more of that of Pep and Cherokee, but I don't know how long we'll get that.
He not from a stylistic standpoint in the way they play, but he just reminds me so much of Bruno. Like a lot of the things that we talked about with Bruno when he first came into the league, in terms of just him being so polarizing, but in a good way. Cherokee, the exact same thing for me. And their style is different. Like he's more of a techie dribbler and he's got the fancy footwork, but they impact the game in similar ways where you're like, oh shit, like this guy he took over the game in about a 10-minute period here.
Yeah, and I think if we're talking about guys that took over the game, I think Kusanov, we have to talk about him.
Yeah.
He's our number one center back at this point. I've seen a lot of chatter about it. Anyone paired with Kusanov is going to do okay because he's just so rapid. The chance with Salah is like ridiculous to me. He headers it, play. Falls, gets up, blocks the shot. All before Gehi can get involved in the play. And Gehi's not some scrub of a center back. Like Kusanov is just this good. And then on top of that, he can carry the ball forward with power. He can pass the ball forward with speed. Like, he's very special. And I'm very happy to have the quiet little Uzbek man.
Yeah, in our next video to kind of like preview that to keep you entertained. I'm assuming that we're going to talk about some players in that mold when it comes to underrated and overrated. He is everything good. He is what people talk about Van de Ven in. And I'll leave it at that.
Who are those people?
I don't know. But he is everything that they say about Mickey Van de Ven. I think Kusanov is better at and is actually fitting that mold. Whatever. I want to laugh at the team that lost 4-0. Can we do that?
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
Dude, they fucking suck. I say that every time that we get to this point of like the video and we're going to shit on Liverpool. It's the truth. Like
they'd agree with you.
Yeah. And I don't know, like from their perspective, obviously they're going to be blaming Slot. I think it's deeper than that. I think their players just also don't want it, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because their level of defensive effort, while structurally it is abysmal, they also just don't try. They're not. Their players look checked out, and I don't know how a team that just won a championship can go to this point and be this bad. Like they're gonna like. What is their season projection here, and why have they kept on to their manager to this point? If it's UCL, like they're not winning that. Because if City got run off the park essentially in one match against Madrid, and then City just literally backhand them in the face, what is a potential matchup they're going to look like? Are they even going to? Is PSG going to just? PSG could pull
You
off.
saw what they did to us.
Like
We're on a similar level to Liverpool, so I think that will be ugly. That time will also be very ugly.
How? I
Like
guess
you said, they're so open. They're so open, and Van Dijk gets a lot of shit for it, and to an extent, rightfully so. But there's just no structure there. Like you said, he's 34 years old. I think asking him to do that job and cover up for this entire mess of a defense, that's a really tough ask. So it's a bit unfair to put it all on him. But you've seen so many players regress individually, obviously Salah being the main one, and that was their main source of goals and assists. That's how they won the league in hindsight. Because at the time, I definitely gave Slot his credit and dues, I thought. But hindsight being 2020, it literally looks like Salah just took them to a league with Klopp muscle memory. I mean, Slot did tweak a few things, but again, those players have regressed this year. A different right back plays every 2 to 3 games for injury reasons or whatnot. It's been abysmal. And then obviously up top, the two big signings, one's been hurt for a while and the other one just really hasn't had that impact. So I think you got it right at the beginning, Dylan. It's definitely a deeper issue. Slot is part of the problem. It's definitely culpable, but clearly a deeper rooted issue. But are you guys enjoying it?
Oh yeah, dude, it's the
course.
best. It's the best. This is a great time. Like United have literally don't exist until next week. Like on Monday, they just haven't existed.
They're going to
like,
Ireland. They flew to Ireland.
All international players had a good international break. Like they just happy fun, whatever. Like I just got to like it just not exist for a little bit. And while that time has happened, like the two teams that I dislike the most currently in the Premier League just shat their pants for like a 2-week stretch, which is fucking awesome. And it just brings me joy because like I think most people say this, but the hate watches are sometimes more enjoyable than actually watching your team win stuff.
Not sometimes for me.
And to that point, it's a perfect test case to this. And honestly, I want to end it with the one player that I just think he cost them £800 million. And if we blind resumed him to Szoboszlai, which one actually cost that record-breaking signing at the time? It's ridiculous. This guy is so shit in this system. I don't even know if it's a system thing or if he's just shit because it's so funny.
I thought he looked okay in the beginning of the.
They ran 4-2-2. Yeah.
It's so funny because he goes to Germany, he just drops fucking like a banger game against a good nation, and then he comes back.
Oh yeah, I'll forget everything I said when it's summertime. I'll be pulling for him. But
it just
it's
shits
dark.
his pants.
I thought he
it.
would. I thought he would have a moment or a stretch in this season where he started to show something, and it's definitely gotten better. But you have to remember, based on what? He was awful to start the year. Really didn't look at the level at all. So, again, I think it's been said enough times. You don't pay that type of money for a 1-2s guy, for a connector. You pay that for a top-level player, a game changer in your attack. So, thoroughly disappointing.
Yeah. Mila, is there any way that they can fix this with the amount of games that is left? Do you think there's any way back for Liverpool?
In what sense?
Is there a switch?
Salvation?
Like, is there a switch personnel wise, or like is the idea of like Isak coming back enough to get them like into a spot in the Champions League, or like
Gakpo left wing?
That might be it.
I don't know. They have a chance because it's so shaky in the Prem right now. I think
they're fifth.
Everyone has a chance, regardless of whatever race you're in. All the races are open.
Yeah, sure.
So you can get relegated. You can make it to Champions League, or you can miss out by a hair, and you might lose a title. Nothing's confirmed right now, and I think that's the best part for Liverpool is regardless of how bad they're playing right now, there's also other teams playing bad.
It's true. Well,
very true.
I think they suck, and
I agree.
They spent
also-
$5
They
billion.
stink. They do stink.
like spending that much money past like you're the reigning champions. Feel like you should have a little more control over your destiny, and it just seems like what I just talked about, like their destiny is in everyone else's hands, which is not a good look for that project.
With how shaky the Premier League has been, to your point, and we're going to talk about the other team that's in first currently. Like, how did they let this happen? How did they let this slip? Is really a better question.
Yeah.
City's been shaky at times. United have been shaky.
How did they let
Really
it? What?
attack the manager
Slip,
slip,
slippery slopes.
slippery slope. Yeah,
I mean,
It's
we
ridiculous.
talked about it. It's pretty clear that they were complacent with where they were last year in a dip for the rest of the Premier League, and now most of those teams have crawled out the ditch a little bit, and the competition's not just rolling over for them. And there's no more David Coote.
Oh yeah, good point.
Reparations.
He was anti-Liverpool. Oh, reparations. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That shit
That was
came
last
out,
year.
and then they suddenly got
Yeah.
all the calls for a year, and then they don't get the calls this year.
So they lost that and Coutinho money. That's what it is.
Dang, yeah,
It's
dang.
your money.
Yeah. Lucky Pool turned into Liverpool pretty quickly.
Liverpool.
Perfect way to end it. All right, let's preview the Chelsea versus City game that we potentially will be at. Hopefully, we'll see. Look, I don't even know. I don't know where to take Chelsea. They just won 7-0, but I think they are the betting favorite to lose this game at home. But they've played City well this year, right? Like a
That was under
draw.
Callum McFarlane.
It wasn't the same coach, so it
that's a
doesn't
good
like. There's
point.
no. There's
Enzo Fernandez captained and scored the equalizing goal.
So it's also a good point.
against a PE
And,
teacher.
He might not be available because he was suspended.
He's suspended. Yeah, because you got to set standards. I get it.
Cucurella didn't get suspended.
No. Look. If you're gonna set the standard, you probably should have just done a 1-game ban against Port Vale and not Manchester City when you're trying to get Champions League. Let's be honest. There's a time and place for some of those things.
Well, because now, I mean, the reports over the international break was the dressing room was disappointed with his comments, but now the reports are saying, hey, we should get our available captain playing.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty funny to say that after winning 7-0 in any match, like and being like, no, trust me, we need this guy pretty badly. That's pretty telling.
Palmer captained the side, and it didn't look great against the bottom of League One. So
no, look from a Chelsea perspective. Is there any way that you think they beat City? Like, is there a like from your perspective? What's the way that they beat City?
are you familiar with the Chicago Black Sox scandal of 1919?
I think so. I don't think
They
anybody
threw the game. They threw the World Series. The opposing team threw it. They took bets and bribes. Not in all seriousness, it takes probably an 8 out of 10 from everybody to get a win, especially with, as we've alluded to earlier in the podcast, the form that City are starting to hit. And again, a team comprised of people who have been in this situation before. They know how important this is. I would honestly think City are more likely to drop points in this run into a mid-table side because they're absolutely not going to get caught off guard by Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. That won't happen. So they're going to be up for this game. They will be sharp in this game. You're not going to get things like we got last year when we played City. They're not going to hand us any goals. And again, I don't know how many times I've said it now with our back line. You can get a brace, Dylan. So
that's a good point.
I think Holland might have a good time. I don't know. I turned our game off after Tosin got the armband. As soon as I saw that happening, I shut the television. Fofana started. It doesn't matter who plays in that back line. It just doesn't matter.
No.
They're all terrible. And the guys who have the potential haven't been able to play. You know what? If Colwell's magically fit, maybe. But yeah, it would take a lot. Again, Palmer would have to step up, and he's looked healthier for sure. But again, the performances aren't there. We saw guys who have not seen play well in a very long time. look very good against Port Vale. So that was the platform that we had to play, and he did not look great. So I don't expect that. But I mean, I saw a quote from him saying he can finally shoot again. I mean, if he's been playing and not able to shoot for 3 months, what are we doing? It's probably more just cope on his end, but you know, maybe that could give me a little bit of optimism. But yeah, it would take a lot. I don't see it.
The only way that I could see it happening is if it's similar to the game where City dropped points, which was City kind of shot themselves in the foot like 5 or 6 times when they could have put it away pretty easily, and they just didn't. And so, like, and to that point, like, City have proven over the last few games here that they aren't going to do that. So
I don't think that's going to happen. Genuinely, I mean, I
don't either. But that's the only way that I could see Chelsea like winning this match without it. Like, it's going to have to.
It's definitely more likely than we're making it out to be. Like, there's a reason they play these games, right? They don't just look at it on paper and chalk up a result. Like, it's definitely more likely than we're making it out to be. But yeah, just as someone who watches this team every weekend, mind you, if I'm in the ground, like I'm supporting this team to the very end of it, but it just doesn't feel very likely. You know, the rational side of me is saying, like, look what you've seen. Look what you've seen this group do recently, and they don't give you any reason to expect anything.
No. I guess from Mila, your perspective, you've seen them kind of kick ass against 2 good teams in the last 2 matches. Like, is it just the simple answer of repeating the same process?
Let them play. I don't know. It seems to me that we've gotten to a point where we realize that we're a little bit of a cut above the rest. And if we're going to run this 4-2-4 out of possession, then let them play. I do worry a little bit about Chelsea just because their midfield is one of their strong points. But if they're going to self-sabotage and not play some of their 100 million pound midfielders, then I say we take advantage of that. They're going to run a little more defensive probably in the midfield without Enzo, I'm assuming.
Lavia will be fit.
Yeah, but
didn't he just play?
Yeah.
Hey, full week off.
Oh, I don't trust it.
Maybe he gets his first full 90 at the club.
Maybe
at City.
No chance. We can't progress with those center backs though. So maybe that is a play because we're
gonna make your center backs play out like we've been doing against every other center back.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have the center backs to play out, and then Robert Sanchez, we know he's not good with his feet. So
it's a good point. The only team that's been able to kind of break that mold has been United when they had Martinez, who's up there for best ball progressors in the Prem. So like you might as well just keep doing that until it doesn't work. And
I miss you every day, Levi.
Chelsea's definitely not a team that can break that mold. I don't know if there's many teams in your guys' run-in that can.
I think we've only tried it so far against, like, I think Arsenal and Liverpool. Those are pretty good examples. If we can do it against Liverpool's break with Kusanov, like, it's fine. If we didn't have Kusanov, it's a whole different story, I think. But he allows us to do more. Same with having Rodri in the midfield. Like, he allows us to get away with running a 2-man midfield, 4 guys in a line above them. It's nice. I don't know. They just need to take care of business in this one. I'm not trying to see anything too crazy. Don't underestimate Chelsea.
Also
though.
not
They
fit,
shouldn't.
Reece.
Yeah.
No. It's a mismatch.
Yeah, you need Caicedo to have a blinder.
Chelsea will always have a puncher's chance in this. Like, to grant
They'd have to lock up shop, I think, which is going to be very difficult with the
It'll get
squad.
toxic regardless, because if we get lock up shop like that, they're not going to be very happy about it. And then if we don't lock up shop and
Someone's getting a
goal,
red card because of Ryan Cherokee.
That could happen.
Well, let's think about who hasn't gotten one, because it has been you know what? João Pedro's probably due. He's notoriously a little feisty. Yeah. He hasn't gotten one. No, he did get one in
he did. That's
League.
right.
He got one in the Champions League as a sub. Idiot.
Has Garnacho got one?
See, like, you just remind me these guys are on my team. You know, like it's
he's
really...
gonna like. There's a good shot that he starts off the left.
Oh, right? We got Steve. Steve's back. He needs to start. It will be. he will come on in the 78th minute when we are down 3-1. But yeah, he needs to start. He has to start. That's really one of the only things that gets me excited about watching Chelsea is being able to watch him play. So
Yeah.
I'd love to see him start.
He's wicked. Let's just do all our predickies right now.
All right.
So Chelsea versus City. I'm gonna go City 3-1.
I was also going to say that.
And I'm gonna go with Semenyo, man of the match.
Well, I was going to say 3-1, yeah. Yeah, as much as I don't want to, it's probably 3-1 City. And the man of the match. Can I just say whoever's on the left? Or is that not
Sure.
right?
No,
Doku.
you gotta.
Okay,
yeah.
Doku. We'll go
Yeah, that's-
Doku because one thing Gusto loves to do, and he's been pretty good lately, but loves letting guys cut in and shoot. So
True.
3-0 City, Holland. Another Hattie.
Wow. I could see it happening.
He's
And then
unlocked, bro.
he is unlocked.
He was only scoring braces at the beginning of the season. I don't know if you guys remember. He was cursed to
was.
the brace.
He was being wasteful. And the other game, because you guys are playing each other, is United versus Leeds at Old Trafford. Long break for United. Leeds coming off of a extra time game against West Ham, where it once depends.
that was electric, yeah.
Positive momentum for Leeds, I guess. It's going to be a tough game. It's a historic rivalry. I'm going to take
2-1.
Oh, 2-1 who? Leeds?
Leeds.
Ooh.
Your man of the match?
As much as I want to say Willie Gnotto, he probably won't start. So we're gonna go Jaden Bogle.
Okay. He's actually been really good this year. I can't even say it's like a
Yeah,
crazy-
he got a great assist with his hand against us.
Dude, he uses all parts of his body. It's called
Cool.
being in. He's a thinker. I don't know, man. I like the 3. I'm gonna keep the 3-1 thing going. I think we win 3-1. I don't know who's man of the match. I saw that Martinez and Dorgu are both in Ireland, so that's a positive sign.
Are they there for the Big John meetup, or are they there for the?
I'm assuming they're there for the Big John meetup.
We need
but-
to be there.
I haven't picked him yet in a match, so I'm gonna go with Mainu to be my man of the match.
Okay. I'm gonna go 2-1 United, Sesko.
I'd like to see him start. I don't know if it'll happen,
Mm.
but
Yeah, his canon event is never starting.
I mean he's been good regardless. So
No, he's
that can
been
still work.
playing well. Everything's
Yes.
working out.
Are you implying that we should let it all work out, Grant?
That's what it's looking like so far in terms of his situation to start off at Man United.
It's true. But let's let it all work out. Let it all work out. Just got demonetized.
You're not that nice.
That's funny. Liverpool. We laughed at them earlier. Arsenal. Should we laugh at them more? This was a team that was just like every fan from them. I don't care if it's the delusional ones or the ones that weren't delusional. We're saying quadruple. Look at our running.
Dude, me and Facundo had a conversation like maybe, I think it was before the cup final, but he was talking about, oh, in your head, what do we need to do to be the biggest club in London? I was like, let's entertain that. Win the treble. The treble. He's like, well, we're on for the quad. He didn't say they were going to win it, but he literally
Did he
said
use
we
the
will not
word
win it.
quad? Because the
Can't recall.
second people start using that word,
I can't recall all of the details,
especially with that squad.
But no, he knew. Again, he said over time they'll definitely lose at least one. Like that, he knows how the game goes. But he almost took that like what I said as like, oh yeah, win the treble. Okay, cool, yeah. So it is very nice to see it very quickly get cut in half. Again, they're still favorites in the Premier League, right? Champions League, they've got a favorable draw, so they could still have a very successful season. But I'll take this regardless. I don't care. Zero shame on my end.
Dude, they have zero reason not to be in this final as well. Their run-in to this point was not very good.
Mila, oh shit, I did it wrong. No, I did it wrong again. Fair enough, Dylan.
It's a little more
You
confusing.
called it, Mila. You called it, Mila. You
did
literally
call
said, watch out for Southampton. And fairs. Because I wasn't able to catch that game, but from what you told me, the better team deserved to win, even though a certain manager believes otherwise.
See, that's what I want to laugh at, honestly, because this is the problem with that club, is that there's no accountability. And it's never their fault. So where the hell do these guys get the motivation to work harder, to be better? Instead, they're holding fucking pens together with their heads, or whatever the fuck they were doing this morning. Like, this is why it's laughable to me. It's because they act like the fucking big dog, and then they do this shit, and they don't lose gracefully. And when they do, it's like supposed to be this gimmick. Like when they lost in the Carabao Cup final, it's supposed to be some gracious thing where you're watching them go get their trophy, but you know that's for fucking media attention. And what did it do?
Performative.
Did it boost their mental? No, it clearly didn't. Because then they go and drop a game against Southampton, who they should be beating. It's never easy to go and beat a championship team in the FA Cup, but with all this best team in the world talk, like, come on.
A squad.
All this depth
More
talk, a
importantly.
squad in the world, exactly.
Yeah,
So, like,
best
what are
26.
we talking about when
That was the point.
Southampton, who are not even in a playoff spot currently, they're on a good run of games, but they're not in a playoff spot to make it up to the Premier League. They come and outplay you. That, to me, like, that's not best in the league. That's not best in the world. So this is where I get very frustrated with their fans talking about this stuff. It's like, I have no problem you saying that stuff if you can back it. And to me, they can't back it. All they have is that they're at the top of the Premier League, and I'm saying for now, because I don't think it'll last. And I've been saying this, and I'm starting to see other City content creators start to say it, so that the tides are changing, and they should be scared.
I think they should be scared too. And look, I thought they had their moment. I thought the Dowman moment was the moment, and now I have to like backtrack on that because in reality,
I told you
that's-
that shit was bullshit.
He
No,
was
but
their
this-
best
this
player.
this is what makes it so laughable is you had your moment.
It was not a moment.
No, but it was like
It wasn't.
the headline. No. You're saying it's not it wasn't a moment because you're a City fan. What I'm saying is what that should have been was a moment. It turns out it was not. That should have been the moment that they ran. They just walked away with it.
They had moments before, though, to be fair. Like 22-23, like remember the Reece Nelson goal against Bournemouth right at the last minute? Like they've had moments, but I think we
but
talked
like
about it
City
in our
were
last
like
show.
so much better in that sense.
We talked about
Like-
it our last show where it was how would they respond? That's how we'll know how much the cup final loss would affect them. You have an international break. You have to sit on that for 2 weeks. Go beat the shit out of Southampton. And then you've got some big Premier League games coming up. And losing to Southampton is not a good sign. They took a lot of players out of internationals to come back. And I'm sure some of them are carrying injuries. I don't doubt that. I think some of the guys carrying injuries are still playing. But you can't do all of that knowing that you're saving them for domestic competitions just to crash out like that. I don't think Sporting should be a problem as a tie, but again, I think just from that performance alone, regardless if they get the result in the first leg, it might tell us something about how they go into the rest of their run in the Premier League. But they're not showing many positive signs right now either. I think that sustainable talk that we saw a lot last year is starting to float up to the top again, and they do look out of ideas at times. So we're going to see if they do something because Dowman looks like their best player when he plays. And the kid is 16 years old. That's not a good thing in terms of the amount of recruitment and, again, squad depth, all that stuff for him to be far and away your most whether it's your most effective player or just the guy bringing something. When we talk about X factor all the time,
His mind
You
hasn't
just
been
spent-
tainted by
you spent-
That's what I was gonna say.
you spent
That's
50
really what
million
it
on a
is.
winger and that position, and Dowman looks better. It's not good enough. It can't be good enough. And I mean, the injury issues, yeah, we'll see because they're not responding well, and if it keeps piling on, there could be
Injury
a
issues
breaking
is
point.
like, come on, dude. Like
It's
It's just
how many
fatigue,
center
really.
backs do you have to
Fatigue.
buy? Like buy
It's
someone
fatigue.
that doesn't have injury problems, or do something better with your training regimen that prevents these injuries. Because the way they play footy does not warrant.
And he
these
didn't. He
injuries.
doesn't
So it's
rotate
something they're
off
doing
the.
off the pitch, or it's
runs
these
guys
guys
into the
are
ground.
inherently injury prone, which should be in their scouting report.
Even this year, I believe Ben White. I think he rushed him back or something like that, and he got hurt again. But he runs people into the ground. You can't blame
Ben
the
White's head's
squad
gone.
depth.
It looks like
Oh, he looked
some
like
of it's
shit,
an
dude. That
unfortunate
first goal in there-
situations, but
first
he's
goal.
been shitting the bed.
And Timber's not available for the Champions League tie. So
it's I think the word that we've used in the past with them is just arrogance. That's just what they are. Like that Arteta quote is the epitome of arrogance.
unreal. He's
With no
so
credibility
deluded.
too. Like
He's so
how do you-
deluded.
how can you go into a game where they genuinely if we're gonna say that they did outplay them, right? Arsenal outplayed Southampton. It wasn't that much outplayed to the point where a Premier League side in first place with a bunch of guys that didn't go to their international camp, which is arrogant in its own right, lost. They lost to a team, and even if you did get outplayed, that should never be in the
Southampton
conversation.
didn't take 2 shots
the
and score
bet-
2 goals.
Look,
There's
I think
no-
the thing that kind of rings in my mind is City went through a bunch of these runs where they and it's always the running joke is like, oh, well, City get the easy run in. Well, City always beat the easy run in. They never stumbled at the easy run in. They always took care of business and they went and won things. But all good teams do that. All good teams beat the bad teams. Even if we want to look at Chelsea, who have been up and down all season, they've taken care of the bad teams in this competition. They did it in the Carabao Cup too. But Arsenal, the first sign of misfortune, they immediately turned it into a giant thing that just chopped out 2 trophies from their leg. And to all their fans that are acting like these trophies don't matter and the only one that matters is the Premier League, there is a domino effect to these things. You lose the first one and it dominoes.
You
There's a
cannot
reason-
pick and choose. You cannot pick and choose.
No.
And I think you said it, Dylan, a lot when we would talk about basketball, but championship windows in that instance, they don't just stay open. Like, oh, yeah,
Nope.
well, we still have this on ice. And, I think bigger fish to fry a few years ago was a good one. But, yeah, you can't pick and choose. You know what I mean? Like you were just saying, it comes down to the mentality of the team, and you beat what's in front of you one game at a time. People say that all the time, but it's definitely easier said than done to be able to look at one game at a time and know we need to do everything we can in this 90 minutes and then move on to the next one. So that's looking like the difference, and you're seeing that. I'd love for it to keep playing out.
It's one of those things where even if they do go on to win the Premier League, they're just going to be one of the champions of all time. Right? And instead of them, like, those are the moments where you can become like,
Hey, you
do
take
a
it though.
double-
If I were a
you-
fan, I wouldn't care. But
No, of course not. But like, you just kind of, in the history of things, you kind of just, especially if it's a one and done
Wow.
situation,
25-26 Arsenal. Yeah, no one.
you're just going to forget about it. It's not historic in the same way as some of the treble winning sides have, or even double winning sides of the modern time. Like, it just doesn't hit the same. And we'll see where they go. But it's funny to laugh at them because their fans
Oh.
make it enjoyable to laugh at them.
Yeah, I really hope my boy Quenda has something for Benny Blanco this week. That might be a long day.
The
I hope so.
the overall media consensus from this team's probably going to go on to win it to within the span of 2 games, like, oh shit, they might be in trouble, should ring
They got
alarm
some good
bells for
PR.
everyone.
Yeah,
It should.
agreed.
Just like we laughed at Liverpool, we're laughing at Arsenal because they are losers in their heart of hearts. It's funny because it feels like you're pointing at me,
Yeah.
but but you're not. You're not. Whatever. I'm not mad. As long as I'm not associated with those losers.
What's the official name? The Gooners.
You know what? I'm proud of us for our 400
This is a record.
400
Usain fucking
subscribers.
Bolt.
I can't believe it. 45 minutes. We covered multiple different topics. We didn't go on any soliloquies. We enjoyed ourselves. We made fun of
Yeah,
two teams.
I think we just figured out what the problem is.
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't talk. We did.
We didn't bitch about Blueco for 25 minutes.
It does help. With that in mind, Grant, do you want to plug what we're going to be doing when we are in London?
Yeah, so I actually called it before it happened, as LeBron type of move there. But I believe it is April 18th when we play Man United. Protest time, and the boys will be in town, so I will very gladly go protest against this disgraceful ownership. Hopefully we get a little bit of footage for you behind the scenes, all that stuff. But I'm really excited to do something like that. It's that as a fan, that's something that you want to do, to have that type of connection. Obviously, we're across the globe, so hopefully to have an experience like that, it would be really cool. So looking forward to that, and hopefully, more importantly, we get the result that day. But yeah, that'll be fun to share my thoughts on the ownership.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. The results part. I hope you have a great. We're gonna have a great time at the protest. I'll say me. I texted that.
I was gonna say you guys are fuck them. Yeah,
I'll gladly say fuck Chelsea. That's great.
No, fuck the owners, dude.
Fuck Chelsea.
Lynn are gonna have really weird.
I thought this was a fuck
times.
Wait, I thought we were just protesting a club we didn't like.
Oh, my fault.
My bad. Talking about clubs that ownership is bad and teams not playing well, and we probably should have protests. Mila, you want to talk about our other podcast?
Oh, god damn it! You gotta bring it up. Yeah, come check out Clash of Cosmos if you are a Galaxy fan or a Galaxy hater and want to see 4 guys just absolutely screaming at their team every week. Pure anger, pure passion. And come check us out. Been told we have nice raw emotion when it comes to this. We appreciate that, but also hopefully the tides turn at some point and we can bring a little bit of a happy vibe to
We just won.
the Cosmos.
Like, I was living in Vegas when we won. No fucking shit.
Yeah, man. The team makes it very difficult. It's such a bipolar experience. Mila was mentioning this yesterday on the pod, that we go from being like somewhat happy most of the time. Like, we've been relatively happy podcast here. I think sometimes it's been bad, but
someone's happy.
But sometimes it's been good. Whereas there,
happy.
it's just, since we've started it, it's just been the abyss of pain and suffering.
Doom.
Holy fuck! Like,
dude, what if I'm the jinx? What if I'm the jinx and I just need to get I need to get put on. I need to.
You gotta tap in more.
Honestly, you
And
might
then we're
be the
just back.
reverse jinx for the Galaxy, because as I'm thinking about it, you just mentioned how we usually go long because we're ranting about the Chelsea ownership and all this stuff. The Galaxy needs someone to do that, and we do that every episode. We've done it for like a year and a half now. It's painful.
Need some fresh blood. You need to recycle some words.
I think so. But whatever. To the 411 of you guys, either domestically or abroad, thank you guys. 400 subs is great, and we surpassed 1,000 on TikTok, 300 on Instagram. It's been a great week in cock history, and we appreciate you guys a ton. Like I said, we're gonna go straight into another recording here so that you guys don't miss up on any C.O.C network content. So yeah, I'll leave it there. From myself, Mila, and Grant, we have been Clash of Clubs. This has been episode 93, and we will see you guys in the next one.
2 words for him. Different gravy. Glorious goal! Wreathed in red. We're really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. On this day of days, has he delivered? Just magnificent! Potentially life-changing! That's football. Minute you let it under your skin, then you begin to make it better.